What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. Available on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. You know what I'm talking about. Anywhere you want to hear these raps or these graps, check it out. I go by Jay, a.k.a. the Lonely One, a.k.a. the Babyface's Babyface, a.k.a. Mr. Producer himself. And without further ado, you know what time it is. Bring in my tag partner, the one, the only.
He is a wild card. He is the king of gorgeous. He is Mr. Sexiest Lottery. He is hero and I am he. And Mr. Brian Lonerson. What do you want to POD about, baby? Let's talk about it.
Fickle. I want to talk to these fickle fans about wrestling. Actually, it's a great day to talk about wrestling, man. We had a lot of great stuff going on this week, and we're gonna talk about it. Before we get into that, shout out to everybody who did check out that last episode. It's probably one of our best episodes so far. So thank y'all. We greatly appreciated. We're making moves, man. I'm proud of us. But let's get into this wrestling news. Off the top, we had a lot of contracts coming up, superstar talent, becoming available and whatnot. And I think the biggest news this week was that there's a rumor that the Lucha Bros may be headed to WWE. How do you feel about it? I'll tell you how I feel afterwards.
I'm fine with it. It seems like they want to be a package deal, which I'm also fine with. If I'm going, if you're going to take my brother, you got to take me type of thing. That's cool.
Facts.
I'm fine with it. I'm curious to see how they would be booked. Because Pentagon is known to phone it in a little bit. And then Ray, he's kind of Ray Phoenix, which he did just recently trademark multiple different names. And I wonder if that's another reason, for the speculations about him leaving. Because I don't know if they want two Latino men named Ray, spelled the exact same on the roster. But he's injury prone, so I'd be curious to see how they're booked and if they go do an NXT stint real quick or if they just go straight to main roster. But I'm not mad at it. It doesn't seem like they're leaving on terrible terms, but it does seem like maybe AEW and them are kind of growing, or they want different stuff or something. I'm not mad at it. Only time will tell, but yeah, man. So how do you feel about
it? First off, if you've been listening to this pod, I'm a huge fan of Lucha Bros. Those are my guys. Those are the people who locked me into watching AEW, seeing Penta and Ray Phoenix, and they just went fucking absolutely crazy. Been fans since day one. And I'm all for them getting it back. If it means if going to WWE means that you can take care of your family, get that main stage pay-per-view kind of money, go do that, because they definitely deserve it. You've been in the game for a long time. Everybody's goal is to hit the big stage, and that is WWE. On the side note, Tony could also bag you out too, and we know that he can. He's proved it. I guess from my perspective, I'm a little concerned with the booking, like you mentioned before. I don't know exactly how they would book them and what kind of situation they would put them in. Like I said, the running joke is Legato at LWO, and I don't want that to be the case. If they get the Lucha Bros, I want them to not be one-dimensional when it comes to their opponents and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main worry. I know for a merch standpoint, them boys are gonna go crazy. They about to have some dope fucking merch. Penta itself is gonna sell a lot of fucking merch.
Yeah. Speaking of that real quick, I saw a tweet the other day that was why doesn't AEW ever sell his mask? His mask would be selling.
Oh, it'd be fucking crazy.
So if they did go to WWE, I can see that merch going crazy. And
for sure,
to piggyback off what you said, I feel I don't want no LWO or Legato. And I feel like they have maybe not so much Ray, but I feel like Penta has a very unique look to where I don't think, hopefully they wouldn't, treat them like a one-dimensional tag team.
My thing's what do we do with the ones that they have been using, the people they have been using? So Dragon Lee, Dragon Lee was heavily involved, and I don't know if Dragon Lee's injured right now. I don't know if we covered that.
Yeah,
But I haven't seen Dragon Lee in a while.
Yeah, he's been
So
gone.
it's like, what are we doing there? And that's the main roster thing. I think NXT Lucha Bros is gonna fucking go up. Like that shit's gonna be fucking dope. You give Shawn Michaels Lucha Bros, you about to have some great shit.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, just ushering in that new era of NXT with like, the Julias, like the Stephanie Vackers, and you add the Lucha Bros in there, and like that's a whole different level of energy for WWE. Not to mention, another thing I thought about is that the potential of a WWE pay-per-view in Mexico.
Yes.
Remember, they've been flirting with that idea. And so, like, if that's, like, what's on the table is that, hey, in 2026, we're going to Mexico. This is what we're planning to do. WWE books long-term and whatnot. Like, that could also be a big fucking move for them.
Man,
so,
that would be fire.
Man, that'd be fucking crazy.
Backlash in Mexico.
So, I'm happy either way. I just want them to be treated properly. Whether that's in WWE or AEW. Get them boys a bag and let them fly.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think, because we know Tony would give them a bag,
right?
So do you think that they just don't want that said bag, or do you think maybe Tony's like, well, we have a partnership with CMLL, I have a lot of Latinos already, so it's fine if you guys can go type of thing, or do you just think it might just be...
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I had another point. You just reminded me of that point because it goes with this. I think that the Lucha Bros did everything in AEW.
Yeah.
In the 4 or 5 years, bro, like they have done everything. Like Ray was an international champion before. Mm-hmm. They done had trios and tag. Like, what else would you want them to do? At this point, the only thing they haven't done is show like their work on the grandest stage of them all, like WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. So it's like coming from that like ideology, like I think that's what they're chasing is let's go do this shit on the big stage. Nothing wrong with that. And like that's no knock to AEW, but we know what the grandest stage is. We know what brings people in. We know the reason why there is even AEW is because of WWE. So let's not get that shit twisted. They just want to show out, and I'm all for that.
By their mama house. In other contract news, yeah. So we talked about it last week. There's Bobby Lashley. More Bobby Lashley news. Seems like New Japan is interested. I think MMA was also interested in him. Mm-hmm. His contract isn't expired yet. He could easily still resign. But yeah, so
it expired this week.
Oh, it expires this week. Okay.
Yeah, it expired this week.
Oh, well, fuck. Shows what I know. But yeah, what's your take on the Bobby Lashley situation?
Bobby has a lot of options. Bobby also said that he still wants to wrestle. We've also known about the whole like reunion of why am I blanking on the name? Why am I blanking on the group name? Bobby, MVP.
Hurt Business.
Yeah, my bad. So yeah, we heard about them and like the Hurt Business like ideas that they had. So Bobby has a lot of options. He came out and said that he was dealing with a surgery in some podcast interview this week that he was dealing with a surgery. He's already ahead of schedule with that, and that he's ready to take the next move. He didn't allude to where that would be or if that's in WWE, but we definitely got a quotable in that because in the pod they asked him, how did he feel about booking between Triple H and Vince, and I have the quote right here where he had said that. He says, if I say the wrong thing, he's definitely prefacing this with not trying to say anything bad about Triple H, but just what his opinion is on the situation. He says he had a connection with Vince. Vince understood him. Vince was big on the show. He looked at people that were stars. He saw that in me. There were a lot of little nuggets that Vince would give me throughout my career and tell me different things. He said, Vince looked at me like I can tell Bobby works his ass off. I can send him anywhere around the country to represent the brand. He looked at me like a star. He says he likes Vince. He hasn't had too much of a connection with Hunter. He says Hunter has his guys. He says he's tried, but we haven't really worked enough together to get to know each other. So from that, he's very much so a Vince dude. We also know that Triple H does have his group of people that he does like to work with. They've been labeled as Hunter's guys even before Triple H took over. Mm-hmm. So I could see, filling on the outs. Like we said, Bobby was a world champion. He was inside these big pictures, and then once the switch happened, we didn't really see a lot of progression for Bobby as well with the way he's being pushed. And maybe like that's what led to him being out.
Yeah, and I saw someone write a take or have a take on it, and it was really good. I wish I knew their name so I could give them a shout out. But to like, I don't like it based off of what Bobby said. I also don't because you can spin it however you want for a headline, but also it could be there could be a chance it's really not that deep. Like
Absolutely.
if you think about it in the sense where when Bobby came into the Triple H was still wrestling. Like they were co-workers for the longest time, and
Right.
then you're transitioning from this guy being your coworker to this guy now being your boss. And sometimes in any job, that's just a hard transition, So it's
Yep.
like maybe that's why, yeah, like you said, the relationship isn't as strong as it could be or as the previous relationship. But yeah, it could literally just be that surface level to where it's like, it's like, hey, I worked with this dude for 15-ish years on and off, and now he's my boss. And it's like it's kind of weird
And
taking
the connection's
yeah,
just not there.
yeah. So
That's fine.
I did see. I think it was Fightful, and they posted it today. I want to say it was Fightful. I did see that he is having a birthday party somewhere near Arlington, Texas, which is where was a collision or something is shot. So who knows?
I expect that in the next 4 to 8 weeks, we're gonna get some very interesting information coming through the AEW pipeline. Whether that's acquisitions from roster, whether that's the Shane announcement, if that happens, if people, we don't know shit, we just talking. But some big stuff's going to happen. We still haven't heard anything about the Warner Bros. Deal. We know that that's already in play because we've seen that those screenshots were overseas as far as like putting their pay per views on Max. So they're already working through that stuff. So some big news should definitely be hitting our waves pretty soon. Keeping in AEW, there's also the rumor that Ricky Starks may be headed to WWE as well. That was one of the things that we've been seeing. My thoughts on this is that we haven't seen Ricky Starks in AEW, right? He hasn't been used, hasn't been put on TV in a while.
Not since
And
before
that's
Mania.
since before Mania.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was the Ricky Starks like showing up at Mania on camera and stuff like that. Well, not camera, but like just backstage. But that typically doesn't really like get people like riled up like that. I don't know.
Not unless you're playing.
It could have it could have sat a little differently with Ricky because that was the same thing that Punk had did. Like he had went backstage and met friends and whatnot and said that he was just there meeting friends and then got kicked out. So when Ricky probably tried to pull it, Tony probably was like, hey, what the fuck? But I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just throwing shit out there. I don't fucking know. And if Ricky is sitting, it's not like we haven't seen this happen with WWE talent when they're not being used. They stay home and they sit until their contract expires. That's just the business and how shit's being played out or how shit plays out. As far as like Ricky going to WWE, my personal opinion, I have not been that big of a Ricky Starks fan. So I don't know exactly how he's going to be used to be elevated a little bit more in WWE. To me, he didn't have the charisma when I did watch him in AEW. When it was either with, Jericho beef or, matches with Darby or the tag belts, like he just never gravitated to me. And I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about him as a person, more so as a wrestling character. So it will be interesting to see how they're using him. WWE can make you a star. They can make you a character. They can make you say the right lines and whatnot to get you to pop off. And maybe that's exactly what Ricky Starks needs.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like granted, Lexus King, if it's anything like Lexus King or Ethan Page or Jade Cargill, they're a big enough machine to where they could probably produce him or in a certain way, present him in a certain way that might have people be like, oh, see, this was the potential that his fans that we all knew that he had, and just wasn't utilized correctly. I can see him. I can see him being NXT champion for a little bit, just like Ethan
Absolutely.
Page,
Absolutely.
And then he's good friends with Cody, which is why he was at Mania. He was at Mania last year too, so I don't see why going to Mania again would also have be disciplined. It would make any sense,
Right?
But yeah, it's something I can see. It seems like the writing's on the wall. At least it seems like it's been. So I mean, if we believe the internet, then he's WWE bound.
Right. Right. None of this is factual yet. These are just the rumors, people. Like, this is just the news. Okay. Don't take our word for it. We just talking.
If you believe the internet, that was the key sentence. If you believe the internet.
Right. Right.
Daniel Garcia is another one.
Yeah, Danny's up right now.
Yeah. And that's someone also the internet has been speculating, like, you could, anytime you posted something, you could see people be like, man, just hold off till NXT and CW or, blah, blah, blah. So that's another person who seems...
And that's a big deal, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and the CW deal is right there. Yeah,
October 1st. And then if you noticed, I want to say maybe 2 weeks, but yeah, if you notice, MJF hasn't brought him up in promos anymore. So it's similar to, it kind of reminds me of what happened with Ricochet when he got written off.
Right.
Like they brought him up for 2 weeks, and then once it seemed like, he ain't going to resign, then they just stopped talking about him. So that could be also the writing for that. But yeah, only time will tell.
And don't get it twisted, people. Like, just because like people are going to AEW doesn't also mean that somebody in WWE's spot is not going to be there. Like, it's just the way shit works. Is that with all these people coming in, somebody may be on their way out as well. Like, that's just how you look at the landscape of your job or any job. So just because we're talking a lot about AEW doesn't mean that there won't be a WWE rumor coming out pretty soon. If there is anything. Speaking of WWE stuff. And talking about people's character in person, Undertaker believes Logan Paul made the U.S. title mean something. The quote itself was from Logan's podcast. What you've done with your platform for that title has been very impressive. You actually made that thing mean something. What you did, all the places you go, and with your brother, you got that belt. That's next level commitment, and that's what made the belt relevant again.
Cap. Like I don't know if it's just because he ran into Trump the other week or what, but Taker is glazing that nigga for zero reason. He didn't make the belt any bigger or better than what it was or prestigious. Gunther did that with the IC. Like Roman did that with the Universal and whatnot. Like
absolutely.
No, like the dude had 2 title defenses. Yes, it did. It gave them money. So if we're just talking about numbers and money, then sure, because he did take it all over the world. He did have it in his podcast and all over the YouTube views. So if you talk about like YouTube views and views from being in boxing shows and all this other shit, then sure, I guess. I mean, money wise, sure, but no, like the title doesn't feel any more prestigious than it did when fucking Ray had it before he dropped it to Logan, or than when fucking Austin Theory had it. So nah, that's pure cap. Honestly, it made me upset that he would even say some dumb shit like that, bro. It's like, are you serious,
bro?
Taker?
Like, he made it feel prestigious, make that belt relevant again. I should have known. Anything that ends with again just make me cringe, by the way. It just feels fucking gross. Nah. Logan only had like two or three title defenses. Like, no,
wasn't on TV every week either. So so, okay, sure, boxing people can see it. Boxing people don't give a fuck about wrestling. So,
no. In fact, when you bring up wrestling to these boxing UFC people, it's not really a good conversation to have. A lot of them, they do not respect it at all.
No, especially like a Dana White. He will shit on it any chance he gets. Even now that they're partners in TKO, he still feels hesitant and apprehensive to give wrestling.
He still feels like his product is better. His product is way more superior than WWE.
Yeah, watch people slap each other in the face.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway,
I forgot about the slap boxing shit.
Yeah, but that comment was egregious. I don't know.
Yeah.
What
he's tripping.
Yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. It was announced that WWE is going to have a women's speed tournament, which is cool because women.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for women getting opportunities, but speed is terrible to me.
I haven't watched a single speed match, but every match gets at least 1 million something views. It gives someone
true. It's true.
So if we're talking about views and stuff like we were just talking about with
and
Logan,
numbers and eyes, they got it.
So it's like if it gives some women some time to work on their craft and shit, I'm here for it. And I think it shows a testament to. Granted, I mean it's fuck Elon Musk from where I'm at, but the partnership with WWE and X seems to be doing good, and I would have to assume it's because of how many views and all the views that they're getting and whatnot. So they felt like it was good enough to be like, all right, let's bring women in, let's stack this shit up. Fuck getting a 500,000 or fuck getting 1 million just once a week. Let's get 2 or 3 every week with multiple matches being showcased. So I think it'd be.
And you're right.
I'm fine.
It's looking at it from the numbers aspect to where, like, eyes and, that's how, like, the ad placement happens, is that how many people are watching this clip. Okay, we see 1 million people watching this. Okay, get Pepsi on the phone. And now we can actually have conversation with them, get more money in here. I get it. Clearly, that's where, like, the WWE is heading with their branding and stuff like that, working with different advertisements to get more money in. That's just business, and I understand that. I just don't like the concept of speed, but it makes sense in the social media era. People's attention span is like very short. You can throw up a minute, match.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch that anywhere. You can bathroom break at work. Just, oh shit, I finished the speed match. Like, you can do that. And on the plus, like I said, opportunities for more women, especially really talented women. If we can get 1 million views on Mi Chin, like I'm all here for it, because she's mad talented, and 1 million people should know who the hell Mi Chin is. Keeping in TV, or like not TV, but in the advertisement world, TNT Overdrive was announced for AEW. It looks like it's going to be I don't know if it's a prank show or if it's more so like wild moments that happens in the world kind of thing.
I think it's the wild moments, like crazy car crashes, shit like that. I don't
Like
think it's a prank.
ridiculousness, but
Like a
AEW.
ridiculousness. Or that one show that always comes on that has like all those random comedians, and they just do like the top 50 worst advertisements or whatever. Anyway, I don't. It seems like a show where it's going to have AEW talent in there. Don't know if it's going to be every episode or whatnot. But it seems like they're partnered, and they're going to watch crazy clips and I guess even share some of their own crazy stories. Which I don't know. I mean, besides Darby, I'm not sure how many people have crazy stunt stories like that. But
As a wrestler, you probably got one. I think every wrestler has at least one crazy stunt story for sure.
Probably. But I mean, it's cool, I guess. We'll see. I can't imagine it's going to do crazy well, but it's TNT kind of needs more shows since they're not getting basketball back. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. I look at this like this is a TNT thing more so than like AEW thing. I'm pretty sure TNT approached them with this idea because it feels very TNT led.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch posted on Instagram that it's been a hell of a career. Being the man for all of you. All of you was an honor. Being the mom for her is a privilege. Thanks for watching my bio. Because she just had a bio on, I believe, A&E. That was up. And people think this was the retirement post. Yeah. If this is a retirement post, how do you feel?
If it was, which I don't think it is, if it was, neither do I. I'm fine with it. I don't think it is. I think it just had to do with her bio. And DT had a good insight to where it's like maybe that's just her retiring the character of the man. But according to, as far as inside sources go in the E, they, even though she's not signed or nothing, but she hasn't told them about a retirement. So as far as everyone knows, there is no retirement going on. I think it was literally just attached to the bio because the bio showed up. But it could be the retirement of the man as a character, also.
Could be. If it was true, if it is true, Becky has had a great fucking run, a phenomenal fucking run.
First ballot.
Absolutely, no question. And it's funny that like I think that like it really got heightened when she took the elbow from Nia or the punch from Nia and the broken nose in the crowd, and from that moment on, out of here. She was out of this fucking world. I don't think she's done. I don't know. I do think she comes back to WWE. But if not, it could be, let's say it was like her retiring the man and maybe get a different, character in AEW or some shit like that. Overall, I think she still stays in wrestling. I do think she takes some time off to be with her kid because that is very important, especially in like, these formative years where, you're between the ages of like 3 and like 7, 8 kind of thing where like I need to be around you a lot just to kind of shape you into being a great little human being. So we will see her again. I'm very strong in thinking that we will have Becky Lynch somewhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Staying within that family, Seth Rollins out indefinitely. Looks like he was written off on Raw, which we'll talk about. But it looks like he had maybe retweaked something, and he's going to be out for a while now.
Yeah, they didn't specify what it was. And, I mean, it's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame. And, a part of me feels like, I mean, we talked about it. It was like, we were surprised when he showed back up. Because, like, I had him penciled in into not showing up until literally probably September. So, I mean, yeah, maybe he came back too soon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, it's a shame because especially this is going to be like my third or fourth Raw, not seeing him wrestle when they come to SmackDown in a couple weeks, or when they come to Portland in a couple weeks. So that part sucks, but
Absolutely, absolutely.
Unselfishly, yeah, no, just get better. Spend time with the wife and the daughter, and yeah, man, just heal up because yeah, we talk. You and I and multiple people were like, no one expected him to show up for Money in the Bank or whatever when he came back. It was a quick turnaround, and he loves the business. You could tell he loves the business. In any interview, he talks like he loves the business. And I love him for loving the business, but I also want him to love himself. And, you need to rest up, my guy. So,
in the same vein that we sit here and we tell that we say that somebody needs to protect you from being you, as much as we love seeing Seth Rollins, if he was not, 100% back, we got to give him the same treatment we give Darby and sit at home, bro.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, mind you, Seth's not going out there out of his way to hurt himself. We know that. That's not the case. But he just loves the game so much that he's going to want to get out there. And we got to be the ones to protect you from like, hey, we're good. We can make it without you. We going to love you. But we need you to like sit at home and, heal up in the hyperbolic time chamber real quick and come back ready to go. Because that's just the kind of guy Seth is, man. He wants to give everything to the show and the business. And as a fan of wrestling, as a fan of him, I respect that. But we do got to get you to sit down, bro.
Yeah, and the pro to this also, there's because this is like the third week that they hinted the feud with him and Punk. So as a pro, that also prolongs that naturally to where it's like it prolongs that feud for naturally since that he will be out. So we don't have to keep the same shit that we had to deal with Drew and Punk. Like, anyway, yeah. Also, I will when we will talk about it, but I feel like the way he was written off, he needs to show back up with a blicky. He gonna need to pop the trunk on Bronson Reed.
Oh, 1,000%.
You gotta show up empty-handed. You better show up with 3 weapons on you, and one of them better be a pistol.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about it. Off rip, Gunther opens the show. New champ in the building, showing that bling on him. I didn't catch a lot of what he was saying in the promo, but what I did catch is that Randy Orton was fucking there. Okay. Mm-hmm. And actually, I did catch what he was saying in the promo. He's talking about how he was like, he's that guy now. Like, ain't nobody coming after him. He held the IC belt for XYZ days. This one's a whole different beast, and nobody's fucking like, ready for him. Randy shows up. Randy is a SmackDown superstar on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they're tying up the loose end from King of the Ring.
Yes.
Because Randy Orton's first thing was, did you really beat me? And back then we talked about King of the Ring. We talked about how his shoulder was not pinned on that mat. Yeah. So
and Triple H brought it up in the press conference too.
Yep. And he says one of the statements from Randy was Triple H knows there needs to be a sequel. Fans deserve a modern day Flair versus Steamboat. And I'm like, oh, they want to throw in a classic.
Yeah,
So it looks like at Bash in Berlin, we were going to get Gunther versus Randy Orton 2, which should be a fucking banger. Like, that's going to be heat.
Yeah. And shout out to the teams, which in the next segment it happens again, but just the continuity is everything. Like so far in the H regime, the last 2 years or year and a half or so, like things matter. Things do get brought back up. They like you circle back to shit. There's always Easter eggs, like just continuity. And so yeah, bringing that up. And it's like, yeah, man, you didn't really pay me, so you honestly really shouldn't be having this, type of thing. It's good, and it's refreshing compared to in the older days where shit would just happen, and you'd be like, well, what about this? And it's like, okay.
That's also that's Triple H's strength in this booking, but it's also his weakness too. Because the way I picture Triple H's booking, it's so much like a freeway. Everything's going this way. You know who your main players are. You got them on the fucking freeway. The thing is, he don't allow anybody to merge over. There's new talent on the outside trying to get inside this lane, and he's like, nope, I know exactly that the storyline, the long-term booking we're telling here with Gunther and Randy, like I can't add in a Shinsuke right now. Shinsuke got to stay over there until the show time. But he is really good at this long-term storytelling shit. That he's been cooking that. Yeah. I digress, though. I'm excited for this match. I think this is going to be really, really fucking good. I was wondering who they were going to have Gunther face anyway. I think we had asked that on that SummerSlam episode. And Randy Orton is a great first opponent. That is a great first opponent.
Yeah, it's a good one-off. I am not mad at it at all. So,
we get a Sheamus versus Ludwig match. Ludwig is back. It's Sheamus, man. Great fucking chemistry with anybody. Like, underrated as fuck, man. Like, super underrated. Like in ring to just be able to work with whoever. Boys are chopping. Yeah. There's a lot of chops happening in that match, and it was going crazy. There was a slight interference from Pete. Pete was trying to interfere. It didn't stop the match, but Pete was there. So the storyline between Sheamus and Pete is going to build up from there. And we're probably going to see them probably in Berlin. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sheamus versus Pete at Bash in Berlin. Like, I think that'd be another great match to have.
Shit. Well, based on the way he books pay-per-views or PLEs, I don't know. Because, there's only
like 5 spots.
Yeah, usually he has a 5-match card, and 2 of the matches are for sure locked in, and those are 2 main championship matches.
That's true. So we got to find 3 other matches, and yeah, you're right. That might have to be a Monday before Berlin kind of thing.
Yeah.
We got a Damian Priest promo, a very babyface promo.
Yeah. And it like the way he's talking, like it comes off naturally.
It does.
Yeah, he's over as fuck right now as a babyface. Yeah, it just looks good.
I think he said he's pissed off. Like, Finn took that title from all of us. He doubles down on, like, my history, where I'm from kind of thing. Finn is not there in ring, but they kind of like the satellite thing where like he's in the arena. Finn says, you brought it on yourself. He said there was no leaders in the Judgment Day. You went back on your word. And then flashback to a year ago when Priest actually screws Finn from Seth. And I completely forgot about that. And that definitely happened. Priest was definitely trying to cash in, and Finn had that in the bag from what it looked like.
Yeah, honestly, he did it like 3 times. So, yeah. Yes. And then, the camera pans out, and we get the new Judgment Day. And the way the camera pans out and the team, like crowds in, it was shot perfectly.
Perfectly.
And to be fair, I mean, Finn has a point.
He do.
I mean, honestly, like, we watching the show weekly, like, Priest was wilding. Ever since he won that, he was wilding. He's grabbing niggas by the
man.
Yeah, by the beard, and yeah, he's like, I'm the leader.
I don't need y'all.
Like, Yeah, like, oh yeah, he said, yeah, I don't need y'all. They need me more than
Stay
I
out of
need
my
them.
business. What's your business? Stay out of mine. Okay, I
Yeah,
bet.
he was wilding. So I mean, honestly, like finish Judgment Day is justified
It
as far
is.
as as far as I'm
It
concerned.
is.
I mean, he's still the heel, but it's one of those. I don't want to say a sympathetic villain, but it's a villain that's like their motives make sense, or there's a reason to their motives. It's not just I want to see the world burn. It's like no, like you the one that turned your back on us, but like you was wild.
Even if you look at the aspect of the other members of the group, like you didn't like JD, you
You
don't want Carlito in the group at all. You've been talking crazy to Dom in Spanish and English, little like Son and him.
Yeah.
Didn't want to live there. All right. I guess we all have one thing in common. You don't respect none of us here. I will say it is crazy to get your lick back a year later, though. That's a different level of petty. To wait a whole year?
It's the best way to plot revenge, because if you do revenge right away, then they know it's you. So that's a pro tip for anybody. If you really try to get revenge on somebody, wait 2 years at least, and you get back.
A 2-year revenge get back is nuts. With that though, with that screenshot, looks like Liv is officially part of the Judgment Day, of this new Judgment Day, which is going to bring a completely different like feel to this group, and I hope they do have a different feel. Honestly, if I'm being honest here, I need this to be the Finn push. We need to get back to Win Balor.
Man,
I need to see him get back in that bag. I was hoping that we'll get the Finn's theme back. I need to hear that just one more time.
I mean I like his Judgment Day theme. To me, like I like every song every song Finn's had has been it's been fire. So I'm fine if it sticks with the Judgment, because the Judgment Day one you can what was that Young Jock dance? You could do that shit to that.
It's going down.
Yeah, bro. You like that, bro. That song is hard. You can do that move to
that. From here we get there's a quick little Bronson Reed promo saying that if he wants to get to the top, he has to create his own path. Mm-hmm. And I immediately thought the Braun breakaway. So it seems like the theme here is that if you're not getting attention from peers, take matters into your own hands.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they're not wrong. It seems like he only anytime you see him on screen, it's because someone is begging him or asking him for some shit, or he's trying to stop like a brawl or something.
Yeah,
and then he always needs a drink. It's like, I'll give you a reason to need a drink, my nigga. I'm gonna fuck somebody up.
Exactly.
Send him to the hospital.
Watch this. There's a quick little Shayna and Lyra match. It ends with like interference by Zoe and Shayna, but then Damage Control comes and saves. So it looks like we're gonna get
the stud line is what the internet. Well, actually, Meechin.
It's her fault.
It is.
It's her fault, bro. The stud line is fucking hilarious. But what's even more hilarious is the 2 fingers being put up.
Yeah, throw them scissors up, baby. Honestly, this is the perfect
time. It's just the 2 fingers together. That's the crazy part.
Oh yeah,
is that these people are insane, yo.
Hey,
like the internet is nuts, and it's all Meechin's fault, bro. Yeah. The stud line is wild, bro. Why would you put that on them like that? Like,
I need them at like a Comic-Con or something to run into the Acclaim. And I just want nothing but scissors.
Man. Stud line runs to the Acclaimed? Jesus, bro.
Yeah.
Got a Punk promo. He says that his start to WrestleMania started Saturday. And he wants to go round 2 with Drew. He's ready to do it. But before we can get any deeper into that, your boy Seth Rollins come out looking like Hangman Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that was on purpose or if that's just him being fashionable. But the whole like tassels and the black leather, this looks like an homage to, Hangman Adam Page.
It was pretty much damn near the same jacket. I think the collar was slightly different, but it was the same jacket.
And I liked it. I liked the look.
Yeah,
he looked dope. He looked clean.
He did, and then it got a little sexual, got a little tension because he was slowly unzipping it. I was like, "Ooh, girl, my wife is here. I'm gonna have to watch this by myself."
He did the slow unzip. I was like, Why are you taking so long? Just take the jacket off, man. Don't make this weird. Come on.
You got to build that tension. I got to let you know you go and get this ass whooped while I look good doing it.
It's true.
But yeah, they talk. Stuff comes out. Yeah, he takes off the cowboy jacket. He's like, well, you want to fight up, essentially, yeah, Seth is ready to fight. And they're literally about to get it, pause, but they're literally about to get it on. Punk is like, all right, whatever, essentially. And then Drew comes out through the crowd. And he's just talking cash shit. But Punk and Seth still have their eyes just locked on each other, dead eye.
Mm-hmm.
And Punk is like, he's like, bro, you gonna keep ignoring me? All right, look at this bracelet. And then
what? Keep this.
And then that draws Punk's attention to chase after Drew. And then right as Seth Rollins turns around in the ring, Kaiju Big Bronson Reed attacks him. Seth had a little offense, but it wasn't enough because, yeah, Bronson, he put my boy in the dirt.
Understatement.
It was like the internet loved it. They talked about, how to build a star in one episode or whatever. It looked great.
Yeah.
But he attacks him. He hits him with not one tsunami, not two tsunamis, not three tsunamis, not even four.
It's not 4.
It wasn't even 5. He hit him with 6.
6
of them things.
6 of them things, bro.
And each time looked more devastating than the last.
It did. They did coughing up blood, bro.
He started coughing up blood and internal bleeding. It took Tim for maybe going to 7 for them to be finally all right, let's drag him somewhere else.
Relax. Yeah. There was a moment Seth wrote himself out the way. Cause I'm sitting here thinking bro, you taking 2 tsunamis. Okay, this is kind of tough. Taking 6, even if I was supposed to take the 7th one, I'm just going to roll out the way. This was a lot, bro. You ain't supposed to do this to somebody. You ain't supposed to do this to any human being 6 fucking times. No. Insane, bro.
No, kayfabe wise though, all those producers and referees need to be fined and sued, my nigga. How you gonna let me get tsunami 6 times, and then wait till the 7th to finally drag me away? Bitch, you should have dragged me away after the 2nd. But man, it was a star making moment, and they just gotta continue it and capitalize off of what happened Monday. We talked about it already. Seth is gonna be gone, so he's not gonna get his revenge anytime soon. So yeah, I guess the next thing is what's next for Bronson Reed after that attack. I
mean, if there's any proof to the blueprint we've seen before, it leads to an IC title match at some point. That's the Bronson, or that's the Braun Breaker way. I do like this. I like this a lot because, like you said before, it does build a star. We are building, somebody who was on the back burner for a little bit actively. We did see a lot of Bronson Reed, but now we can put him in different storylines and stuff like that, which I'm all here for. Bronson Reed is a phenomenal talent. Once again, this is another Triple H guy. I think he was one of the few that came back when Triple H came to run everything. So he's definitely high on Triple H's list, and rightfully so. I think the dude's great. I think he was great NXT. I thought he was great in the little stint that he had with New Japan. Bronson Reed is going to be a phenomenal talent.
And it's cool that
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's cool that he's getting this feud because he was supposed to fight Seth at Elimination Chamber, for the world title when they went to Australia, and obviously I think his wife was pregnant or he was injured, was one of the two, and that match never happened. So it's cool to have him get this feud, even though there's no title involved. But yeah, it's cool for them to run this or run back to it and be like, all right, you gonna get this Seth feud and you gonna get this, the Rollins rub. Yeah, it's cool.
I like it. Once again, Pierce has no control of your show.
No.
0.
After that, we get a quick backstage promo, which is worth bringing up. We get, you see Ilya, he's talking to Sammy, giving him some encouragement. Sammy looks sad and kind of disheveled. And then Jay Uso comes out of the side and he's hyping him up. And he's like, man, come on, man, you got to cheer up, man. What's the happy-go-lucky Sammy, And then Sammy steps out. He's like, man, I got my rematch, dog. I talked to Pierce about it already. Come on down. Then do the handshake. And then
I love the handshake.
Jay's like, well, we pinned Judgment Day the other week, so I'm gonna talk to Pierce, and we're gonna get you gonna win your IC back, and then we gonna win these tag championships, and then you gonna be a double champions, and then yeah, so that's in the wing, so which is cool because I don't think Braun Breaker is losing next week, which we're gonna get a 2 out of 3 falls match. That should be heat.
It should be main event. Do you think that's the main event next week?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Depending, because I doubt Gunther's going to do anything.
Nah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the main event.
Okay.
Or the first match, but yeah. And this had me thinking, so I'm going to ask you this question real quick. Does Sammy and Jay win those tag titles? Because they have to go through Finn and JD, who now have 2 crazy big enemies known as the Terror Twins. Do they cost them the tag team championships? Do we get a quick reign of Sammy and Jay as tag champs, similar to how Jay and Cody were? Or do you think...
Okay. Here's my thought. If what I think is going to happen, or if what I want is going to happen, to where it's champion versus champion at Survivor Series, you might. But the thing is, we also know Survivor Series is War Games too, so you also probably won't. But I don't know. Honestly, I would prefer it to. Damn, I don't want to be with either one of them, to be honest, because both of them don't need it. Judgment Day don't need it, and Sammy and Jay don't need it. But I do think that storylines will be a lot different with Sammy and Jay as tag champs. So I will say yes for the record. I think they're going to win it. I think Priest gets his revenge. You fuck me over, I'm gonna fuck you over, kind of thing. That sets off the Priest and Finn thread, and then we just get Sammy and Jay, and maybe the thread to that is that maybe there's a Sammy Jay title match, and Jacob and them fuck them over, and that's how we can get War Games. So it's a possibility. Actually, I think they will win, because that makes a lot of sense to me.
Weird. Okay, yeah, I was thinking about that. I haven't seen anyone talk about it on the internet, so I was here first. Damn it. No, but yeah,
you heard it here first. Wave news.
Yep. After that, we get the main event. Right?
No. No. We got a couple matches here.
Oh.
New Day versus Final Testament.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
First off, the Ninja Turtle inspired gear is fucking fire. Love that shit. Once I find the figures in Target, I'm gonna grab those too, because the turtle combo WWE stuff, that's dope.
Yeah, it's fire. I can't find it. Like I've only, because I was trying to buy the Roman Reigns one for DT's birthday.
The Shredder.
Yeah, and I can only find it on eBay for $50. It's like no, y'all trying to fleece me.
Not happening, bro. The match was good, but the biggest moment of this was the debut of Odyssey Jones, and what a phenomenal debut it was for him. Definitely well deserved. The man's been drafted for 2 years now. We had no idea who this man was. So yes, give him a big fucking debut. Shout out to him. He comes out and helps out the New Day as they get jumped by Final Testament. Comes in with the cut up New Day shirt, and does a double suplex on both.
Oh, sidewalk slam.
Sidewalk slam. Yeah, double sidewalk slam on Akim and Razor.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Which sounds like Ninja Turtle villains now that I think about it. Razor is definitely
Razor is one, for sure. But yeah, look good, man. I respect it. You can tell Woods has some feelings about it. He's like, who the hell is this? Why you ain't tell me was bringing people in? Kind of thing. Actually, they did a promo backstage where he was like, who are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, how long you guys known each other?
Yeah.
I met him at the PC when I was rehabbing, which is cool that they mentioned the PC. That's I don't know why. I mean, just a cool little nod, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, Xavier seemed apprehensive about it, so that's very interesting to see. Maybe Karrion Kross gets his wish, and finally the New Day breaks up.
I mean, he did say earlier in the promo, he says he calls tonight the death of the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, this can't be New Day without Big E.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of... once Odyssey came back, I saw a lot of chatter online where, like... Because at first, a lot of people were like, and myself included, like, I don't think Big E is going to come back.
I don't think so.
But now that Odyssey... But I saw that... Or I saw a lot of chatter now that Odyssey showed up, that now people were like, oh, wait, now Big E actually might come back. So I'm very curious on the logic on why people are thinking that. But, yeah, it's just one of those moments where I guess you just got to let it play out. But having a new big guy to help isn't a bad thing. You know, I mean, no one can replace E, you know, but, you know, I don't know. You need backup. You 2v5. You got to do or 2v4.
Don't you Aunt Viv Big E to me, all right?
Yeah.
Don't you? I need the original, all right? And those are just huge shoes to fill, man. Yeah. Coming into New Day as a third, like, that is a very, very hard thing to do. And I don't think that's going to be the case here. Just based off of, like, you know, Woods and Koph's, like, respect for E. You can't. You're not going to do that.
Oh,
even if that was brought up to them, they weren't going to do that.
Okay, no. I know why people thought Big E might come back. Because their fantasy booking is that Odyssey Jones would eventually turn on the New Day. Thus, Big E comes back to save them. That is the fantasy booking that people have in their head of why Big E might come back now that Odyssey Jones showed up.
We got to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Especially for the man who ain't been on TV in 2 years. Like, he probably has different motives. He probably, this is my window in, and I'm about to just break shit up because I want to.
Shit, I'm trying to see him and Gunther, man. Like, fuck all that tag team championship. You had a short reign as world champion. I need that. I want if he ever comes back, I want him to go back to the world title picture personally.
You know, Meat Mayhem was trademarked earlier this week. There's a lot of that going around in the wrestling world, so it's a high possibility. From here, there's a quick Awesome Truth A-Town Down Under promo. Braun Breaker also has a promo where he says, not a man on this planet can take my name off this title, and I thoroughly believe him. Like, ain't nobody about to come close to Braun Breaker. I don't think he has a Gunther reign, but good luck trying to dethrone him. We then get the Priest versus Judgment Day, or JD, not Judgment Day. We get Priest versus JD McDonough. He has a promo before where he talks about where he lets Priest know how he feels. He's like, you never wanted me, and you know I'm the only one Finn will listen to. And that's probably, you know, Finn definitely brought JD into the group. That was his boy. That's also doubled down because I think Finn and JD just announced that they're going to like an Irish show. They announced that they're doing an indie show over there.
Yeah, I think it was called OTT or something like that in Ireland.
Yeah.
For an
definitely ties there.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I wouldn't like Priest either, bro. You make me fight fucking Braun, like Strowman and shit 4 weeks in a row. Like, we talked about it. Like, stop making me do the dirty work just because you don't want to do it.
He picked him up by his head one episode, bro.
What?
Right? But fire match, man. As much as I don't...
Very dope match.
Like, yeah. JD, he still has nasty man allegations that I'm not going to dive into. But in-ring wise, he is a phenomenal talent. And this match was fire. And, of course, it ends with Priest getting jumped. And then Priest literally starts beating up all of them until Dominic hits him with a chop block. And then, Rhea Ripley comes for the save. And we get the Terror Twins. And she gets her hands on Liv for a hot second because Dom and Liv tried to run, but Dom was faster. And she was about to powerbomb Liv through. She was about to powerbomb Liv through a table, and then that's when Dom came back to save her. And then, she hits JD with her version of the Glasgow kiss. I don't know what she calls her headbutt. I don't even know if she has a name for her headbutt yet, but she hits him with a crazy ass headbutt.
Mean headbutt.
Man, honestly, I feel like that's a double-edged sword. I wouldn't do it. His head is too damn big to be using my head to hit it. But then we get a crazy ass salto. JD can sell. as well. Like he is at a phenomenal.
Yeah, finish. I got some stuff I want to say for sure, but yes,
but he had some with the craziest South of Heaven I think I've ever seen. Terra Twins stand strong, and man, honestly, fuck it. Put the tag belts on them too. Fuck it. Honestly.
Okay, so let's get into it real quick. This is the first time I think I've seen in WWE as of recently where like the women talent hit the men. Like
it's always been a thing.
Rig got a headbutt, but even Liv was over there stomping on Priest.
Yeah.
Like, so
gang shit.
I'm like, oh, we for sure 1000% gang shit. They're like, hey, you got one who gonna ride with you, who gonna stomp out with you? Like, I gotta respect it, Dom. I respect it. She right there with you. But it was like the first time I've seen this in like WWE TV in a really long time, if at any time for me. So I'm like, oh, we might get the intergender match. That might happen, yo. Like the Priest and Rhea versus Dom and Liv, like that can definitely happen.
Yeah, I feel like speaking of 5 match cards, I feel like a mixed tag should be in Bash or Berlin, personally. Especially if neither women's title is going to be defended. I feel like you should at least have Liv on the show, and I think a mixed tag would do great. Absolutely.
Overall, just thoughts about this match. The championship run definitely created a baby face in Priest. This is one of those things where like losing the belt helped him.
Yeah.
Or can help you. I won't say it helped him, but can help you. Because right now he is definitely on the path to becoming like an upper like tier guy. Like this match proved it. He's ready for it. Like you can now he's a plug and play. You can put him in any kind of feud, and he's going to be a mid to high level guy in whatever like storylines you have for him. There was also striking a lot in this match. Priest was throwing jabs. It was almost like it felt personal, bro. The way that he was fucking JD up for this match, the selling, the ragdoll effects, like you can tell he had no love for JD in this. Yeah, I'm one to maybe like say I was wrong. Maybe this was the right way. Maybe he should have lost it, and now you have this amazing fucking star in Priest. Like I could say that my thoughts about how Priest is being used was wrong, and this is the way, as the Disney Plus show says.
Real quick, because we didn't talk about it last week. Speaking of choke slams, Jelly Roll's choke slam was fire as well. I want to give you a shout out because I wrote it down in my notes last week, and we didn't talk about it. But I just want to give a shout out, which it seems like he wants to become in ring ish soon. He said he's going to try to lose some weight relatively in like the next year or after his next album or something. So we might see him in a ring at some point. He seems like a legit fan, similar to Bad Bunny. That chokeslam was fire too. I just want to give that shout out because we didn't talk about it last week.
He did have a great chokeslam. Shout out to Theory for also being the seller in that because it made it look fucking phenomenal.
Amazing seller.
But you can definitely tell he's a fan.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people who are actual fans of the product and not just being celebrities brought in, but people who genuinely love fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
Similar to like Action Bronson AEW. Like I think he performed his ass off in that match, and I love that shit.
Yeah. He did do pretty good.
Let's see here. Now we got the main event. We do get a Wyatt 6 promo for Joe Gacy. It was a quick promo, but it's definitely giving me like the Mankind of the group vibes. Mm-hmm. He's definitely that child's off. Watch him.
You know what? That child is touched.
That child is off. He's my favorite though. That's gonna be my favorite character to watch. Is Joe Gacy? I want to see how he comes out of like the Wyatt 6 and like what this does for his career because he's gonna be the one that's gonna soak up all the knowledge, man. Like he's gonna be really good.
I think he has the highest ceiling out of everyone in the group, and that includes Bo. I think he has the highest ceiling personally. As far as
every faction has it. I want to call it like the Randy effect, similar like Evolution. Like you knew like that guy right there is going to be the one. If he keeps his head on his shoulders and stays straight, he's going to be like solid. And I think that's going to be Joe Gacy. We get Wyatt 6 versus America Made.
Dumb name, terrible name. I don't know who thought of this shit.
Fuck yeah.
Going to say it the motherfucking day, yeah. But yeah, Terrible name. Like in this climate, we talked about a pre-show, but it's like, man, I get that the Olympics is happening right now. Also, shout out to the men's USA basketball. But like,
Wee
seriously,
nigga, wee.
yeah, oi. But but yeah, really American made. I don't know, man. That sounds like a shirt company that makes MAGA shirts. Yeah, like it's. I don't know. I'm not here for it, but
American made sounds like a promo for like a fucking truck.
yeah.
Like,
I wonder if MJF gave him that name.
Oh man, this is the most blue collar shit I've ever seen in my life.
But yeah. So what did you think? Okay, yeah. So we finally get the in-ring debut of the Wyatt Six, which we see Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis in Rowan versus the Creeds in Chad Gable. It was a good match. It was a good match. It was a strong start to the match. Yeah, it was a really good debut. Wyatt Six was dominating early, which was cool. Creeds and Gable, they got their shit off also. And what I liked about it is that my fears have subsided because they're not on their Jason Voorhees, Mike Myers shit or the super fiend type shit. Like, they can take damage, they can get hurt.
Yeah,
and they sell.
They can bleed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're like, granted, they're spooky adjacent. They have some spooky powers, and they're obviously creepy, but they're not no selling every fucking thing. Like, they can take damage. If anything, I would say that they're closer to like from that first match, it seemed like they were closer to like a Fatu, to where it's like he can tank some shit. He will take damage, but he can just tank shit. Like, his defense is high. He has a huge buff, but yeah, they can sell and they take damage. So I'm very happy. I was relieved when I saw this match. Besides the fact that it was good.
I was very entertained. This was a great fucking match. The way the characters are being portrayed here was fucking amazing. My biggest takeaway from this was and it's a huge shout out to Eric Rowan being the orchestrator, being the de facto leader of the three. Because if there's anybody who was, a part of the Wyatt family and the Bludgeon Brothers, who was there to work with both of those amazing fucking talents in Bray Wyatt and Brody Lee, it's Eric Rowan. And I was so happy to see him have like the spots that he had.
Yeah. I mean, the crowd was chanting "We want Rowan," which, as long as I've been watching, I've never heard that chanted.
Never fucking happened.
I never seen the crowd be like. Which Baltimore, shout out to Baltimore, which you will never hear me say often, but they were a really good crowd.
They were.
Yeah, they might need a PLE at some point, because they were going up for the shit that they needed to go up for. They were active. Yeah, it was a live crowd. It was a good crowd.
It was. Rowan also does an homage to Brody in the match. Man, it's just, I loved it. It was a great fucking match. I loved the beginning, the ending, the whole thing. Like, Wyatt Six is gonna be very interesting to see.
Exactly.
I think next up would have to be getting Bo in the ring to kind of see what like Uncle Howdy's like wrestling style is. And I would assume he wouldn't wrestle with the T-Pain hat.
I did not expect you to say that, bro.
I would assume he's not wrestling with that. So I'm definitely interested to see how he looks in ring. Yeah.
Gacy looked great, and then Dexter Lumis, who I watched a lot in NXT.
Man,
that was the best he looked too. I don't know if it's the
complete transformation.
What is it, the dreads? But yeah, no, yeah, he looked really good. He was working. He's like, I got something to fucking prove.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good match, and Wyatt Six wins. Man, yeah. There was a triple moonsault. There was a triple moonsault that the American Made did that was fire. Like, one dude went from the lowest rope, the second dude went from the second rope, and then Gable went from the very top.
Top rope. Yeah,
that sequence was fire. I got to give that shout out too. But yeah, man, Wyatt's win. I don't know if there's anything else we missed on this match.
Nah, I think that's about it. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get into some AEW Dynamite, followed up by some Smackdown. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. And we're back, people. Let's get into this AEW Dynamite. To start off this show, looks like there was travel problems with this episode of AEW Dynamite, so a lot of people weren't there, but the main stars were. So a lot of the big star talent was there for this Dynamite. Show kicks off with Fletcher versus MJF. My takeaway, match was good, but my takeaway is that they're clearly building Fletcher. I think in the past month he's now faced MJF, Ospreay, and Swerve. So it looks like Tony has high hopes for the potential that Fletcher has.
Mm-hmm.
The match was good though. Callis ends up throwing the screwdriver in this ring to kind of help Fletcher out. It looks like Fletcher's doing the hesitation thing where he doesn't want to play dirty. The writing's also been on the wall that Fletcher doesn't want to be in the Don Callis family. MJF takes full advantage of him hesitating on that and goes for a low blow. And post-match, we see that MJF is unhinged. He's taking off the Dynamite ring. He's bashing Fletcher's head in. Fletcher's all bloodied up in the middle of the ring. We then get Will Ospreay to come out and chase off or chase away MJF. Personally, this is probably the match between these, the first match that Ospreay's had that I'm not that interested in as of right now. As of this moment, the MJF versus Ospreay, the feud between those two at All In is the one I'm just not too sold on right now, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if the promos just aren't working for me, but I know the match is going to be a banger, but the build up for it is just very, very slow.
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole feud started off with Daniel Garcia, who we don't even know if he's in the company anymore.
Right.
I don't know how good him and Will were friends in real life, if at all. But I don't know. The feud started with over another man, which I mean, I'm not trying to make that sound weird, but literally started over another person who's probably not even.
Yeah, and maybe that's the emotional engagement for these two just not it's just not doing it.
And then we talked about it multiple times, or at least I harped on it a lot. Is that first match was a fucking hour. I'm sure the Wembley match will be fine. It's just, what the fuck are you gonna do? Because I'm pretty sure Ospreay hit him with 2-3 sling blade or hidden blades or whatever the fuck it's called. In that match, that didn't get him. The only thing that got Will was a ring, because he kicked out everything. It's yeah, I don't know, but maybe that's why. I don't know, but I also don't want to be the devil on your shoulder. But I understand I do understand what you're talking about.
It's also the way this feud is going is that MJF is playing the mouse effect, where he's never going to get in the ring with you. He's going to run away from you. And in order for that to really work, the guy on the opposite end of the feud has to be just a promo beast, just somebody who can carry that element of the cat and mouse story. Ospreay's just coming out and just chasing him and just trying to run him down, which is just okay. He did come in this match and kind of cradle Fletcher's head and try to check on his friend and whatnot. But it's I don't know. It's just not connecting. That's just this week. Things happen. Things change. And
it's the second time he wasn't he trapped in a room or some shit on this episode?
Yeah, he was trapped in a room.
So it's the second time where it's you keep getting stuck in places it's a Scooby-Doo episode. Is honestly, you should have been with Fletcher the whole time. You should have been out ringside.
Yeah, something.
And then also it's I don't know. It's also weird because obviously Fletcher's still part of the Callis family, and it's I don't care if he's not part of the family anymore. He's still my bro, and I got to help him out or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's all over the place for me. I don't know. It's kind of all over the place.
It is. Mariah May has a match against Viva Van. Aggressive Mariah May. Twisted Mariah May in this match. I do like it. I like the style change. I like the intensity that she is wrestling with. Tony does come out after the match and attacks her post-match. And I think this is the feud that like not Mariah, but Toni Storm is going to lose the black and white gimmick. I think that there's been hints with her character like design or not character design, but like what she's been wearing when she's been attacking Mariah May, like the hair slicked back, or there's like pops of maybe like red lipstick, or just things that are not supposed to be like that doesn't translate very well through black and white or through that like element of that time period. So I don't know. I think that we're gonna see the transition for sure. Also, like the whole like watch out for the shoe and like just the way she's talking is just completely different now. Like she's like, fuck the character gimmick. I'm going to kill you. Like I am going to take you out. Which would be if All In is the end of this character for Toni Storm. Like it's a phenomenal send off. I don't think that's gonna happen. It might happen, but I feel like that's where the story's going.
I'm just curious, like if she does change the character, it's like, I mean, this is thinking way ahead. It's just like, what do you say though? It's like, my bad, y'all, I was wilding. I don't know why I thought it was an actress in the fucking 1940s, but I did. I don't know, but yeah, it would be interesting to see her character change. I mean, it's a pretty over character. I don't know.
It is an over character.
I don't know if it's exactly run its course. It could be adapted, but I don't know. Either way,
She could have the Mick Foley thing. Just 3 shades of Toni Storm and just pop them out whenever she needs to. I'm okay with that. We then get the infamous Jack Perry promo that was cut off by a delicious $7 combo meal by Taco Bell.
Man, yeah. Dog, I don't even know if they take this show seriously anymore. There were so many production issues on this show, like with Caster's mic and Jericho screaming and so many random things, and then that shit where it's like, for a hot second, I thought it was part of it, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't know.
How much does sacrifice cost? Boom. Taco Bell, $7 meal. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm watching the show invested in like this promo, and then it's just Taco Bell. So I don't even know what the hell this promo is about, and you can't run it back now. Like that's done ran its course. It was funny. It was definitely very fucking funny because the whole internet was like, did everybody else just get a Taco Bell like commercial for this promo?
It just was, yeah.
You can't make that shit up, man.
No,
that was funny.
It's just wild. It's wild.
Jim Ross has a great fucking interview with Swerve about how he's getting ready to face Bryan Danielson at All In. Swerve says he's beyond ready to step up to the plate. He then says that the match with Bryan will definitely be a physical one. He says he just bars him up with this. Is like, what happens when like your body gives out? Like, what do you do when none of your body works? And I like that. I like that intensity. I like the idea of like, yeah, you've been scraping by with these bumps and bruises, but I'm going to exploit every last one of those. I definitely love the way Swerve's been used up to date. This one I am excited for. I am excited for the Bryan Danielson versus Swerve match. I think this is going to be really dope. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think he loses. I think Swerve definitely puts Bryan on the shelf. Side note, Bryan did come out and say that, like, after this run, he's going to definitely need to get surgery on his neck. But Bryan is a liar. We know Bryan knows how to lie. Okay. So I'm not going to say take this as truth, but if it is the case, he's going to get surgery afterwards. If not, he's just, putting some more like emphasis and pumping up the story here. It was a really good promo with them. I love it. I love Swerve. I think he's doing a great job as far as like just being a champion in the current realm of wrestling right now. So shout out to him. We get an FTR Orange Cassidy match versus Roosh, Mortos, and Roderick Strong. Very dope match between these three. FTR and Roosh had a dope like 2v1 sequence that made Roosh look really, really fucking strong. He only lost the 2v1 due to Orange Cassidy jumping in. And I know that like they're being very careful with how Roosh is presented with the Don Callis family, because you don't want him to just be, falling off to the wayside. He can't just be losing matches like this. But I think they did a really good job of making him look like that guy. Camille has a 2v1. No, that's fine. It was very interesting, like just show in general with like the people not being there and the production issues and whatnot. We talked about it off air to where even though it was weird, I did like the fewer matches. It felt way more concentrated, especially between like match, promo, match kind of thing, instead of like just being everybody having promos and shit like that. So I did like the overall structure of this episode of Dynamite. Camille has a 2v1 during the show. It's a 2v1 jobber kind of match. I love how she's being booked. It was a very quick match. I don't know what to expect. It's still very early with her character.
Yeah, they need to stop putting our microphone in Mercedes' hands.
What do you wait? What? What do you mean?
She needs to stop talking. I don't know how else to say it.
What led you to this?
Last week, and just I don't remember if she talked on this show either, but she maybe did. But it's just I don't know, man. It's August now, so that's 6-month embargo that I put on in March is up. And
it is.
I'm still going to save my opinions on this division. I'll wait until All Out or All In or whatever the fuck. But, yeah, it's not translating in the crowd well because the crowd does not care. And they mostly don't care because this is the wrestling show. Motherfuckers are supposed to be wrestling. And she is not that good. Well, again, it's literally her weakest stuff. Is her mic skills. So it's just I don't know. It's just not translating. I don't want to see it anymore.
You know what? I will go out and say that like maybe instead of doing a 2v1, this should have been a 2v2. Even if it's just jobbers, it does make the group look strong. It's like, okay, she's in the ring. They have chemistry. They're fucking people up. But at the same time, for the story element of it, if she's a CEO and this is like the big like your big hitter over here, you're not going to get in the ring anyway, kind of thing.
The CEO of
there has to
Money
be some
Corp.
kind of balance, though.
The fuck is Money
we gonna find out. Wait,
I just don't understand. And then Britt Baker comes on TV on the big screen because obviously she's suspended, and it looked like she recorded this right after she found out she was suspended because it wasn't the usual fiery Britt. I mean, she still had a line about like when we know how you are when things get tough, you like to leave or whatever. But it didn't have the same chutzpah or whatever that phrase is that she would have had if she had the microphone in her actual hands.
The suspension got lifted, so she will be back next week's Dynamite. And we need that. We can't be getting suspended during like feuds. I need to have you here in person and whatnot, and like maybe Britt has a match or something.
I have a question real quick, actually. What is your take? Okay. What is your take on them mentioning her being suspended, but not saying why she got suspended? Because if you're on Twitter, obviously you know why. And most but if you happen to be a person who, for whatever reason, doesn't own a Twitter or a Wrestler Observer news account or some shit, and you're just watching the show or you're at the arena watching the show, you have no idea why she's suspended. Do you feel like
unless they did it on like Collision, and that's the thing we don't tune into a lot of Collisions. I
don't tune in none, nigga.
They could have mentioned that on Collision, but that's the thing where like throw that promo in this week's Dynamite. We talked about the the thing with AEW is that they have to show continuity with their stories, even if they are on two different shows. Which is one thing I will give credit to, like SmackDown and Raw and WWE when they put like the little like headlines or highlights in the corner of the matches. That way you know what the hell is going on, or it has happened during the show.
I feel like they.
But it definitely could have been something
bad.
like that.
Yeah,
they definitely could have done that.
I feel like they should have at least made up a reason. I don't know. To me, it's weird to bring up a real life situation, but not actually like say what happened. Like it's like you're telling us, but you're not telling us. So like unless you're locked in on the online, which most people are, then it's like we like technically as an audience we don't know why she's suspended. We just know that she was suspended for 2 weeks. And it's like you could have. I don't know. I feel like you could easily made up her attacking, getting a security guard or something. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird to be like, hey, this person was suspended, but we're not going to tell you why. But you're also adding it to the story because Mercedes mentioned it last week, and then obviously Britt mentions it in this week in the video. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird.
It has to be mentioned on Collision. Like if I go back and check, I can go back and check, and there's no mention of like this. Vignettes happen on Collision. Okay. So there is definitely some video practice. All right. Well, I don't know yet.
Mercedes doesn't look like a Collision gal to me, so I don't know. I was.
This is
and to be fair, fans, the reason we don't usually watch Collision is because it's on while we're recording.
So. Yeah, we usually catch like the highlights or like the Twitter posts, like once we get done recording and whatnot. Yeah. Main event was Jeff Jarrett versus Bryan Danielson, and an anything goes 1v1. Very fun match because they take it everywhere. They're in the concessions. They're in the crowd. Actually, you knew this match was about to be some fucking crazy shit because Jeff Jarrett comes out the gate during Bryan Danielson's entrance and smacks his man with the guitar. And his reasoning for it was like, you got to be ready. So imagine getting hit with a guitar and having somebody scream in your head or screaming in your face. You got to be ready for whatever's going to happen to you. It's the funniest shit in the world. It's kind of like the dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what the fuck do you mean I gotta be ready for somebody to hit me with a fucking guitar? He doesn't hit people with guitars. Why did you hit me with this fucking guitar and then scream in my face that I gotta be ready? Very fucking funny when I seen it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that when I hit somebody with a car one day. You gotta be ready for it.
You gotta be ready. It's like, what? I was never prepared. Very, very fun match. Jeff Jarrett looks good for his age. This is also a match where Jeff Jarrett puts Bryan Danielson in a figure four, and Danielson breaks this shit with chair shots. And I've never seen somebody take a chair and just start smacking somebody's knees in a figure four, which is effective. Because, your legs are fucking exposed in this shit. And I was like, oh, that is definitely one way to break out of a fucking hold is bashing niggas' legs in with the chair. Overall, Danielson does a psycho knee with the chair to get the win on Jeff Jarrett. And then post-match, there is a Swerve like appearance. And I wrote it down in my notes, but it wasn't saved, so I don't have the quotables in it.
He pretty much regurgitated what he said in the Jim Ross interview to keep it. He pretty much. I don't think he said anything new.
Fuck, there was something in it though. Oh, really? I had it written down too. But yeah, Swerve definitely shows up at the end of this match, and basically just kicks off and continues their feud for All In and whatnot. That was AEW, very different AEW, very focused, but also you definitely need more elements here. Hopefully we do see some tag defenses from the EVPs because they haven't defended the tag belts once since they got it, and I'm on your ass. If I was on your ass if I was on Logan Paul about not defending, I'm definitely on the Bucks for not defending too, because you got to be like, I got to be straight with everybody. Get out there and defend the tag belts, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if that's a Tony thing.
No, well, apparently they have the, I don't want to say they have the Roman Reigns schedule, but they have less dates. They don't have to work every week, so that's why we didn't see them this week or last week. It's because they're chilling.
It's like, nah, bro. Like, put the belts on somebody then. Like, let somebody else go out there and performed. Like Private Party's out there, House of Black's out there, but House of Black is also feuding with the patriarchy for the trios. Like there's tag teams that we can throw.
Yeah, which the trio's #1 contender match ended in a count out. Christian was on some crazy shit. He had a fucking referee turtleneck.
I saw that shit.
Yeah, it was fire. But yeah, apparently the Bucks will fight the Acclaim next week for the titles.
Okay.
Or in Cardiff.
Or is it Terminator?
No, I think it's for the titles. I think it's for the titles.
All right. Well, shit. We need something. Let's jump into SmackDown. This week's SmackDown, Cody kicks off the show. Immediate solo interruption before Cody can even get in his bag. Solo's out there like, you know what I want? I want a rematch. And that's where this man fucked up because then he gets barred up by fucking Cody.
Yeah.
And this man says, you want a rematch for the title? Like where, this is the same man that wants a rematch that couldn't get the job done at SummerSlam. The same SummerSlam where you were cosplaying the Tribal Chief and sent Roman on a warpath, which he's not wrong. He calls this man delusional if he has any claim to a rematch. And it's true. You didn't do anything. Why do you deserve a rematch?
No, you didn't. You didn't deserve the first match in the first place.
You
have not done shit.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, so yeah, Cody Barter. I did see the highlight of that. Yeah, Cody Barter's ass up.
He definitely did. Bloodline didn't like that. They started circling Cody, and then KO shows up with a chair, kind of even the odds out. Mm-hmm. It then pans away where Solo says he's going to deal with Cody later, but after he got to find Roman. Man, this man got no focus. You got to deal with Cody and Roman, like you're bound to lose.
That's two people I wouldn't want to deal with at the same time or back to back.
Bro, what?
Like
I don't want
pick a winning battle, my guy. Like
yeah, for sure. He's losing either one of these.
Go fight Apollo Crews or something, bro. Pick something you can win.
This is why niggas got a wise man, because you were making dumb decisions right now. We get a promo behind or backstage with
real quick. So it looks like they're keeping the boot, whether it's real or not. I'm still indifferent on the Fatu thing, but so Tongaloa is now the champion. And he didn't hold the belt correctly, so that's another thing this man has not done right.
I did see that. They screenshot that. And the screenshot that they posted on Twitter had a caption like, this nigga can't do shit right. I'm
like, at this point, it has to be a bit. Like
it has to be.
Because, bro, ain't no fucking way. You worked in this company before. You worked all over the world before. This has to be a bit, bro. You're ribbing us.
It has to be, man. Like, I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe that anything he's doing is true. Like, this can't be him. All this backstage with Cody, or no, my bad. As KO's leaving the ring after helping Cody gives him a shot at the title. Cody wants to face KO at Berlin. KO says he doesn't deserve it. He says, "Hey, look at my win-loss record. I can't, man. I haven't done anything to, deserve this title shot." This also puts out in the air that they do pay attention to win-loss records. At least KO does.
KO is like the Deadpool of WWE. He
necessarily breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily break. Yeah, I mean, yeah. In terms, yeah, he was the first continuity nigga in the whole goddamn company. He's like the shit between him and Elias and all the other shit, and just like KO is the Deadpool of WWE. He's like, you're not supposed to come out here. I didn't say your name. Like, why are you coming out? Like that's not how wrestling works. Like just shit like that. KO is great and very Canadian of him to be like very humble and be like, I don't deserve it. Sorry. No, bro, you better. Bro, you got children, bro. You got a wife, a very beautiful wife. You got
later on the show, he shows that humbleness is it's only there for few individuals. Yeah. All right. We get a Profits promo where Profits said they had the belt in 3 years. I was like, God damn.
No.
Profits have been tag team champions in 3 years. That's fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
They faced A-Town Down. They had a great showing in this match. This is one of the matches that they needed for sure. Like they were fucking wrestling in this.
I mean, they had a good showing also in the gauntlet. Like they ran the table. Profits are up.
That's true.
Profits are
That's true. That's true. I had a question here, and I was like, do you think that the reunion of the Usos could be tied to how the Profits could get the belts? Like, the same way we thought that, like, Sammy and Jay may get fucked over by Jacob and Tama. Could that also be the case with, maybe they come out and help, or they interfere in like a Profits versus New Bloodline match, and that's how the Street Profits can get their leg up. I don't see any way of how they're going to beat the Bloodline.
Yeah. Does DIY win their match? Spoiler.
DIY does win their match.
I wouldn't be surprised if DIY gets it back before Profits get another reign. But if they want to, as of right now, I think DIY is probably going to be the ones to take them back from the Bloodline. But yeah,
which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I can't answer this question yet. I need to see what they're gonna. I need to see more of what they're gonna do with the Profits.
I didn't know what the plan is, because like if the Bloodline wins it and they have it, and then a week later we're doing a kayfabe spot where Jacob's injured, but they have the belts, then what the fuck was the point? You could have just had DIY just hold it. Maybe had them fight Profits and then do Bloodline.
It was.
I don't get like.
Yeah. I think it was literally just to give us the red herring that Cody might lose. I dead ass think that was the only reason, because there's zero reason. Yeah, because if we believe the rumors that it is a work, then they're only keeping Fatu injured so that we keep him and Roman from touching.
Right.
So then, again, so to reiterate your question, what the fuck was the point then? Like, I
don't know, man. That's the one thing I'm really tripping off, is like the usage of the SmackDown tag belts and how they fucking operate.
But with Fatu currently injured and Loa back in as the champion, it's more believable that they will lose, because I mean, Tama's already taken some pins, but Loa is clearly the weakest out of all the Bloodline members.
Right.
So it's believable. It'll be believable when they get beat. It's just who is going to beat them, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's DIY and get their lick back. Especially since they're like friends with KO and Randy, sorta. I don't know.
That's the crazy part, because like during the show, like we'll get to it, but during the show, like they do, the DIY does this promo where it's like, oh, it's the revenge arc for DIY, it's the retribution arc. And I was like, why do they even have a retribution arc? Why are they like, y'all wasn't supposed to be in this situation, bro? Like, they worked too hard. They only had the belts for 29 fucking days, and now they're in a revenge arc. Like, that makes no sense.
They got cheated, didn't they? I mean,
but then also, like, Bloodline also has issues, or not Bloodline, Profits also have issues with the Bloodline too. A lot of tag teams, like, or look at the Bloodline, like, bro, like, we can fuck y'all up. Like, so I guess that means there's stories with either team that does win next week, but it's like, I don't know, man. It just seems very, very convoluted in the tag division, at least on SmackDown. We get the backstage promo between Aldis and Cody with KO. Cody's trying to, get Aldis to push the KO Cody Bash of Berlin. Once again, KO's like, oh, I don't deserve it, and Aldis fucking baits this man. It was like, it's funny, I was just gonna give it to Roman Reigns. And this man fucking snaps. I ain't never seen KO like, Roman, what the fuck has he done? And all this like, well, he's been, champion for 1,300. And KO's like, I don't give a how long he's been champion for. 4 years, it don't matter. He ain't did nothing.
Yeah, he had to cheat to keep that.
Like he didn't do it on his own. Like that shit was like the hate came out. The real hate came out for sure, which also could be fucking C's playing it to where if Cody ever steps up and teams with Roman, the people that were behind you, bro, are going to fucking spaz out.
Yeah, and that's what I slightly predicted last week, and I hope it might happen.
Like, if you ever decide that you want to, like, I'll help you, oh, you're going to lose all your friends, every last one of them.
Except for Sammy. Sammy and Jay will still stick by him.
It's true. KO didn't like the idea of Roman getting a shot. He claims that he never got his. He says we haven't done rematch clauses in like forever. Like, and I didn't get mine when I lost it, so why should he get his?
Facts.
And once again, breaking the fourth wall of like
continuity.
You're right.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like I was like, damn, you're right. There hasn't been rematch clauses. Like that shit ain't been a thing in a really long time.
Yeah, at least
not for like the former champion.
Yeah, no, I think they like because I remember I don't remember. I mean, I remember when they officially stopped it. I want to say it was 2019, if not 2020. But it was like
we ain't done rematch clauses in years. I was like, damn, he is right.
Yeah, because it used to just be an easy way to just continue a feud or some bullshit. It was like, well,
Right.
I deserve my rematch, and I think that's why they cut it. Which honestly, I'm fine with. But sometimes the rematches, yeah, like with the Sammy and Braun, yeah, like run my shit back, nigga. Hold on. But, yeah, man. Love Kevin Owens so much.
KO's great. Yeah. We got a very quick match between Jade and Alba. This just sets up. Blair Davenport comes out and they interfere, or she interferes in the match. It's a 3-on-2. We then get Naomi who comes out, and even before I even saw Naomi come out, I just put the two together to where like I think next week SmackDown's in Orlando. Naomi's from Orlando. I was like, she's probably gonna have a 1v1 versus Blair in her hometown. Like that just makes the most sense. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I was typing this shit, I heard the intro music pop off. I was like, oh, there we go. Mm-hmm. So we're getting the 1v1 next week between Blair Davenport and Naomi, which by the way, Naomi looked great. I loved it. Like she looked great. She posted pictures on Twitter and whatnot. I definitely like those. Like those are solid fucking picks. Yeah. What do you think about the usage of like where are we going with Jade and Bianca? Like what's the is it a slow burn? Is it too slow? Like,
well, I don't think they're ever going to turn on each other.
No.
And obviously, they still feel like Jade has something to learn. And right now, I mean, I don't know that it seems like they're having fun. So I think it's a way to keep Bianca out of the main title picture because she's amazing and like you need an excuse for her not to be in the main title picture because it's Bianca. So keep her in a tag. Jade can still learn at the same time. And also it keeps you from putting Jade immediately in the title picture because of how much investment they have in Jade. So it's a slow burn in the sense of we just don't want to put them both in the main title picture right now. They need something to do. They didn't legit lose those titles. If I'm correct, they didn't get pinned to lose those titles.
Nah.
So yeah, they just need
that was a match like she pushed somebody off. Like they were going to win, and then Isla came in and stole it.
Yeah. So it's just a way to. It's a way to keep them away from the women's championship. But eventually we're going to get Jade and Nia because they need to after that Royal Rumble they need to run that. And I mean, I said it during the draft. I did not think they were going to keep all three black women on the same show. So maybe they're a team until the next draft, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I can't imagine them keep all three staying on the same show, though, especially with Netflix coming up and all this other shit.
I don't know either, and I don't want to say like I'm losing focus with like or losing interest in the storyline that they're telling with the tag belts, but it's just like we're adding elements in where it's like we're adding the Blair Davenport to be inside this like faction. We had Naomi into the element. I feel like we're losing the focus a little bit. And granted, they give you breadcrumbs where it's like, oh, Jade's fighting one half of the tag partners and whatnot, but it just doesn't seem like the intensity of like we need to get those tag belts back is like as important. Yeah, they say it in promos, but just I don't know. As far as like action, I just don't feel like that's our main goal here.
And also, that can just be it might be, but also, and we talked about it before. Was like SmackDown's a 2-hour show, and now that Roman's back, and he's going to be back for the next 2 SmackDowns. Also, on top of you got Cody. Like the screen time is precious, so that's probably why.
Oh, for sure.
That's probably why Blair's being tagged with the UK Goths. So now you get a whole UK Goth stable right now, and then We're like we talked about a pre-show. We're probably gonna get another 3v3, which would be cool. You know, big three Black Bombshells versus or Cocoa Butter Combat Club, whatever name, versus the UK Goths. But you just what you said, just the light bulb just popped up. Honestly, I think Bianca and the Profits should go to Raw. Because Raw needs more tag teams, actually. Because like, if Sammy and Jay win, and you keep Judgment Day away from them, they're like, you got New Day and you got Final Testament, and I can't really think of any other like prominent tag team that might win something. Like Raw could use more tag teams, and also, yeah, you got to split some of these people up at some point because I don't think you're going to keep all three Black women again on the same show, and you don't want you're not going to split up Trinity and or Naomi and Jimmy because they like to try to keep couples on the same show,
right?
So yeah, that's my pitch. Move Profits and Bianca to Raw. We can get Bianca and Rhea's a face now, but get Bianca and Rhea team up. We still need that match. We've not got that's a match that's, you want to talk about slow burn, like that's supposed to be the Austin Rock match that we've yet to get. And mostly it was originally because before Rhea joined Judgment Day, she had a heart thing or whatever. But yeah, that's my pitch. Send those three to Raw, and they can get the Raw.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Like I'm looking at the tag teams on Raw, and it's like you're right. It's like Testament, New Day. If you want to add in Wyatt's, but you're not going anywhere with that. Same thing with American Made. There's not really anybody else besides like LWO.
And two of them are injured still, so it's just Ray.
So it's like, yeah, you're right. Like they definitely need an injection of tag teams on Smack or on Raw.
Honestly, Baron and Apollo there too. Fuck it.
And honestly, that doubles back to the free agency news that we're talking about. So we're like, if you look at the landscape, tag teams are they're needed right now.
Yeah,
especially in WWE. So I can see why a potential signee's looking at signing with WWE because they need veteran tag teams to kind of go in and help the division out.
Yeah.
But to get back,
rumors with Penta and Ray, and then Motor City Machine Guns or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like it makes sense. Getting back to the show here, we have a great LA Knight promo. They modified his theme. He has a new theme. It's not crazy, but like they just added some drums and shit like that. So he got some new tunes.
I gotta rehear it.
The man got over.
Feeling it. Oh yeah, no, he's over. We were talking about it in the chat. It was like there's like legit like 12 really over people in this company, which is unprecedented. Like usually there's only like 2 or 3, but there's like legit like 12 motherfuckers that are like over as fuck.
Over, bro.
And LA is one of them. Which, speaking of contract news, apparently they like him so much they read it up. They're like, yeah, we're gonna add a couple more years to your shit and give you some more money, which he deserves. After the shit he went through with being a manager and then the Brave feud and then all the way fast forward to now, add a couple more years and a couple extra zeros. Let's go.
Some more zeros for sure. LA Knight, man. I told you last week. I said he got more aura than the current champion right now, and I still stand by that. Like the dude is just different. Promo game is different. You can tell the energy is different. The crowd pop is just way different. And I think it's more so like character wise. Like you're invested in his character, like the attire that he wears. Like not saying like the suits don't do it, but like he just comes out. He looks cool as shit. Cody looks cool during entrances, right? When he comes out. But people don't see Cody wrestle on a weekly basis. To where like LA Knight, he gonna come out week in, week out with the gear, in his wrestling gear, like backstage promos, like he's just whoever he is. And he looks cool doing it. So even in this fucking promo, man, the dude comes in and he refers to these people as just like pieces, bro. He's talking about I walk in and quit it. Yeah, I walk in, I hit it and quit it. Like what?
He said that about Logan. He's like, I hit it and quit it.
I hit it and quit it. Like what? That's how he looking at everybody like that?
You just a fling
Santos interrupts, bro. For sure. All y'all just flings, bro. I hit it and quit it is crazy. We get Santos interruption, saying that he deserves to be U.S. champ, with everybody saying Escobar C. And I was like, this nigga's funny, bro.
I love Santos too. Hey,
like,
everyone take a drink. Here's my Electra Lopez, looked very nice. That's all I'll say.
We gotta get one of those in the pod. Every episode, this man's like, he gonna shout out Electra Lopez. I like it. I love the consistency. LA Knight then responds to like the you deserve with you deserve to get the brakes beat off you. Like, you don't deserve shit. You deserve to get the brakes beat off you for coming out here and think you can take this from me. So he tells him that in order for him to go against the title or go for this title, he has to go through his number one contendership match that he has with Andrade, which is directly after this. And them boys put on a fucking smoker. But before we get into the Andrade Santos match, we then get a promo package from Mr. 305 Giovanni Vinci, formerly of Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
And I call this the James Bond Italian Alps skiing stunned on broke niggas promo, because that's exactly what he was doing.
Man.
He was out here making big rich moves, talking about just speaking in Italian, doing this rich shit. And I was like, man. What? Who is this nigga, bro?
I really hope it's a callback to his because there was a point in time in NXT where he split up from Imperium, and yeah, like, I don't know, the gimmick was great. I loved it. So I really hope this is a callback similar to this.
What is the gimmick? Is he just rich? Like, what is
his
like, gimmick, bro?
It was like rich and gorgeous, and like he'll like during the entrance, so like he'll it wasn't even just the entrance. Sometimes during a match, like he'll just find a camera and just like smile and like look good, and like there's so many memes. I have one in my phone where it's like he's like pointing and like someone's like, get a job. There's so many good memes, bro. Like his NXT, it was like, it wasn't like a it was like, I'm rich, bald, and gorgeous and Italian. That was literally the character, but it worked. I don't know why, but it really worked.
That's funny. Okay, I gotta check that out. That's hilarious. But yeah, I was like, what is this promo? This nigga went from Imperium hard hitting, and now he give me Mr. 305 worldwide, which somebody did on Twitter, put like Daddy or Pitbull's music over it, and I thought that shit was funny as fuck too. No. We get Andrade versus Santos. Really, really good fucking match. This is my match of the week. Like, they had really good fucking chemistry. Great fucking work. Work was being done here. I like the fact that.
I'm sorry, I just put the picture in the chat. So David, he's not gonna have any context to what
the hell this is. Like, he's like, what the fuck is this? I like the fact that the WWE is giving Andrade like the ball to let him work. Past 3 weeks, he's been cooking. So I respect it. You know, we talked really good about Andrade. We always praise him, and to see that like he's actually getting his run these past few weeks has been really, really fucking solid. The match ends with some Carmelo Hayes sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out there, man, the biggest hater. Hey. Man don't want to see nobody. He don't want to see him win at all.
Hell no. I love it. I'm here for
Santos get the win. Santos gets the win off a roll up, holding the tights. And there was a promo that was, I think it was like, you know, when WWE does the promos that's not on the show, but they post them on social media.
Yeah, the backstage
backstage promos. Yeah. And it's just it's Carmelo Hayes just walking, talking about, I'm the biggest hater. I'm like, God damn, bro. Yeah, like, that's his motivation is just, I'm just a hater. Like, there wasn't no reason for it. Like,
that's good enough.
I just don't like to.
But fucking
that's it.
Draymond Green flew to France just to watch Rudy Gobert. That's the kind of commitment I need. Like, the shit that Drew McIntyre's been doing. Like, I need that. Like, we need this. We need real haters.
Yeah, that's a different level of hate, man. To fly to another country just to hate on a nigga is crazy.
Bro, if I had the money, I would do that all the time.
Bro, like, we're talking about we're talking like 14-hour, like 10-hour plus flights, bro. Just to hate on a nigga is crazy. That's some Family Guy shit. That's like Peter fighting the chicken, bro. It's like he flew from wherever he was at in fucking Pennsylvania to LA to fight the chicken. Like, that's fucking hater shit at its finest, bro. It's fucking funny. It looks like the feud between Carmelo and Andrade is not over. We're probably gonna get some more matches with them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll expect that at some point Carmelo to get the one up.
Yeah, at least we get one win, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, he got to get one under his belt for sure. DIY has the redemption arc where they have their match against Pretty Deadly. By this moment I was kind of out of it, but my note in this was pretty much what I said before, is that they just never been in the situation anyway. Like, they're having redemption arcs to be the number one contenders after they just lost it 2 weeks ago. Like, that just feels backwards. And then the show kicks off with the big dog coming back.
Yes.
Solo comes out talking about, if you want this Ula, I think there was Ula Fala. I don't want to. If you want the Ula Fala, come get it. You want it, come take it back. Should never said that. Don't say that. Don't say that at all. That man came out and he was on a mission.
Yeah.
There was Superman punches.
Man.
A lot of ooh-ahs.
Yeah. Shit. Stairs. He beat the shit out of
Loa.
Okay, if this nigga still has a patch from that one eye rake, Loa, he better come out in a wheelchair next week, because fucking.
Bro, if he come out with a sling on his arm, like just put his elbow in a sling, oh man.
Roman beat the dog fuck out with the chair,
bro. The first one who got out the ring was Tama. Tama was like, nah, fuck it, I got it. Got dealt up.
Mm-hmm.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Wrap him up. Slides in the ring. Superman punches Tonga, like, and then he gets fucking Solo, and Solo just dips out.
Yeah. And there was a point where the Tongas, they do get their one up, or they get a comeback against Roman, but he ends that shit real quick. Where they had him in a corner. Loa does a weird little hype dance before he gets a fucking spear, and man,
fuck, I forgot about that, because even like on the outside, after he gets done bashing old boy with the steel steps, this man spears Tama through the barricade. Like,
yeah,
Roman is the Papa's crazy, bro. Like, Roman he's that guy.
You know, it was that whole segment was 5 minutes, and it was 5 minutes of Roman beating the shit out of people. It was great.
Yes. Yes.
It was great.
There's a point where the Ula Fala's in the ring and Solo's asking for it. Mm-hmm. And you could see Tama kind of like hesitate giving it to him. And this kind of reminded me of like what if the Ula Fala was like tainted or poisoned, or it just like makes people crazy, make people power hungry and whatnot.
I think it is. I think it's the Ring of Power, or whatever the fuck Lord of the Rings was, where it's because that the same thing happened to Solo a year or two ago, or whatever. Because Easter eggs or whatever. Yeah, there was a moment where Solo picked it up, similar to what Tama did. He like looks back at it. He's looking at the Ufa. I'm fucking up this name.
Ula Fala.
He's like looking back, looking at it. It's speaking to him like the Green Goblin mask.
Yeah, and that's how I looked at it. Like, maybe this thing is the Green Goblin mask. Maybe it's just speaking to people like power, bloodline, find your enforcer, wise man. Like, maybe that's like all embedded inside the yeah. And so like
the whole arc should end with him destroying it. Fuck it.
That's probably it. That's probably it. Maybe the whole arc ends with them destroying it, and then like a random fucking like Raw, you just find R-Truth, just pick it up in the trash can. Like, that'd be fucking crazy. It's like the mask. Like, how the hell does it get here?
And then he becomes a heel and actually wins matches and stops doing comedy for like a year.
Truth, don't. That'd be fucking crazy. This is the attachment to items that I was talking about,
mm-hmm.
right? We put in the group chat today that it's funny that WWE is revolved around like these two items, the bracelet and the fucking Ulafala. And I told you one of these is not like the other. Mm-hmm. And it's just because like there's so much story tied to this that I know why I care about this. Your dad had this, it's passed down to you. They put this on you when your reign was starting. Like there's a reason why I care about like this necklace more than the fucking bracelet.
And to be fair though, I mean, it's been a couple years, like it was introduced in, was it 2020 or 2021? So it's been a couple years. So your attachment to it is obviously there's more attachment to it. And Punk and Drew are trying.
There's also historical context even behind it. Like that's the other part of that coin. To end this, I will say that my takeaway from this is that we see Roman mouth one tribal chief. So maybe the O in OTC is not only or original, but maybe one. And I can live with the one. One tribal chief makes sense. Only tribal chief also sounds good, but original tribal chief I'm not really rocking with.
Which they did. Which
one tribal?
I think it was Corey.
I don't know which one they did.
One of them said original, so I was like, oh great, that's what the O is for. But one tribal chief makes sense too. Honestly, he said it last week. The O, fuck it, let the O mean a couple things. Fuck it.
Man, it's true. Leave it up to the viewer.
Yeah, leave it up to interpretation. But the fact that one of the announcers did say original, then it seems like it means original.
That's what I'm like. The announcer said original, but Roman's mouthing one. So I'm like, who the fuck do I believe it? We'll figure it out. They're clearly working on it.
Don't you dare say you don't believe the tribal chief on this goddamn podcast.
You're right. My fault.
I believe you, Roman.
Acknowledge. All right. My bad. Takeaways is that while this was dope, there's a lot of action. It's actually funny because normally I'm all about the action and not talking. But for this particular moment, I wanted Roman to talk. I wanted to know, where the fuck have you been these 4 months? What were you doing? Why weren't you here before? Why did you let, Heyman get attacked? Why did you let Jimmy get fucked up? Like, why were you gone for 4 months? So hopefully we get, Roman actually having like a promo where he can like break down his shit. Because that's what I'm looking forward to. What's the first thing he's gonna say?
Yeah, and he needs hopefully in one of these weeks. Because right now, he's advertised for next week and he's advertised for Seattle. Honestly, one of these shows he needs to get his ass whooped too, like to make the baby face more baby face official. Granted, it's pretty official after tonight's show, but he needs to get his come up. Like we need a reason for Jimmy to finally show back up. But he also and it has to be Solo. Solo has to do it in order to build up Solo's character. It has to be him that gives Roman the thumb choke or whatever he calls it. Like it has to be Spike. Yeah, he should spike. He should spike him like he did Cena, and then that's when Jimmy shows up. Like just spike his ass 80 times.
Especially if we're supposed to believe in Solo and he's running this shit, he has to spike Roman. Yeah. Overall, how do you feel before we get out of here?
I'm excited to see where it goes. I think with Bash and Belair, we got two really. I'm interested to see what the other three matches are, but the two championship matches we got, Randy and Gunther 2 and Cody and KO, which we have not seen that match. I am excited. I don't think they ever fought because by the time KO got to the main roster is when around the time Cody left. Unless he fought Stardust, which I don't remember. Oh, yeah, they might have been in like a ladder match together or something, but I don't think they've ever fought 1v1. So I'm excited for that. With Roman being here the next two shows, I'm excited to see where that goes. AJ Styles was supposed to show back up, but they said we'll wait just because of how much was already going on. So we get AJ Styles is going to show back up soon. Yeah, man. I know.
When do we see Roman in ring?
Oh, in a match? Oh, maybe Bad Blood.
I think Bad Blood would be good. I think Bad Blood's in October.
Yeah, it's October. If not Bad Blood, then the Saudi show, which I think is in November. I would assume Saudi because it's Roman Reigns and Saudi's like their fake WrestleMania as far as because the Prince he'll drop all sorts of bags to see who he wants to see. So if not Bad Blood, I would say Saudi.
Yeah, I'd say Yeah, I'm agree with you. I think Bad Blood will see Roman wrestle, and I think they'll run like a rematch in Saudi, or like a trios or something, a tag in Saudi or some shit like that. But yeah, you're right. But with that being said, people, that was the episode. So far, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of stories going on. Definitely interested in seeing what happens next week. I think we have one more week of regular episodes, and then we go into our all in episode, like at the end of the month. So definitely keep staying tuned with us on all the fucking platforms. You know, the YouTube, the Spotify, the Apple Podcast, the Google Podcast. I'll be checking y'all out too. Shout out to everybody over there. Yeet. But we're gonna get out of here. It's been real. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Too sweet.